Hi, kindergartners. I'm excited to show you about today's station because I get to open up a brand new package of highlighters. Do you have a highlighter at home? I hope that you do. Well, boys and girls, highlighters are a lot of fun, and especially fun when they're brand new. I'm going to tell you a couple ways to keep your highlighters not brand new, but working like they're almost brand new. You're going to get the activity today out of your blue folder. You're going to need your Elmo the Elephant book and your e-handwriting page. All right, boys and girls. Now, I told you that I was going to be talking about the highlighter, right? But I need to tell you what you're going to look for with your highlighter. Highlighters help us see things better with our eyes. They help our eyes focus into what we need to see. And today we're going to be focusing in on finding the letter E. There's the capital E, the lowercase e. See how they use this lowercase e to make the shape of the face on this little Eskimo there? Yeah. Listen to the sound that you hear at the beginning of short E, or the word Eskimo with a short E. Eh, eh, Eskimo. That's why this little guy is helping us out so that we can remember when we see him that Eskimo starts with the letter E. Very good. All right, I'm going to set them back over here for a minute, and I'm going to talk to you about our book, Elmo the Elephant. Now, maybe you already listened to the video that I'm attaching that lets you see Elmo the Elephant, the song. Maybe you're going to listen to that afterwards. But it's kind of cool because today you have a book that you can go through and listen and sing along to the story of Elmo the Elephant. But as you do that, you can go on a search for all the letter E's you can find. Now back to how to use the highlighter. Highlighters are a type of marker. So when you take the cap off, you want to pay attention to where you put it. Some caps can go right on the back of the marker, and it kind of holds it for you while you're working. If you don't have one that holds it for you, you can set it down right by where you're working. You want to be careful not to knock it on the floor, or if you do knock it on the floor, pick it back up because you're going to need it in a little bit. Now, highlighters aren't for coloring and scrubbing back and forth. Highlighters are for sweeping over what you want it to see. Let me show you what I mean by sweeping. See this letter E? I want people to pay attention to that. So I'm just going to kind of do a little sweep right over the letter E. And now my eyes go to this E. See this lowercase e? I can go just like that. Yep. Now I can find the lowercase e. And I can keep going. Uppercase E. Oh, look at, there's another one in the word elephant. Lowercase e. Now when I look at all of these words, I can see all these E's. Now, every year when we get to do this book, some of the boys and girls say, oh, look at, here's a great big letter E. I'm going to color that with my highlighter. And you know what happens? By the time they get down here, their highlighter isn't working very well. It's getting worn out. I want you to use crayons for coloring that big E. Okay, down at the bottom, I found some little E's hiding in these words. See how I'm just gently sweeping over them? It says, tune, Reuben, Reuben. That means this is a song, and you can sing it to the tune of Reuben, Reuben. You know, like, Reuben, Reuben, I've been thinking. Yeah, that song. Except it goes like this. Elmo the elephant was excited. Yeah, you can go through, and you can be excited when you find all the E's. Just keep going till you find them all. And then you can play the song and point to the words as you read. And it'll give you lots of practice. Can you color these pictures? Absolutely. You might want to work on this as a coloring book while we're doing some of our lessons and Mrs. Finkel's talking, and you might be getting a little anxious because your morning work is done. You could work on coloring this book so you can keep it somewhere handy. Did you see what I did with my cat? I put it back on my highlighter. When I'm done with it, I don't want to just let it sit there. It'll dry out. Gotta put it on and sometimes hear the click. This one didn't click very hard. It was a very smooth one. But I can tell that it's on because it's all sealed up there. So the air won't dry it out. All right, boys and girls, so now you know what I want you to do. With your Elmo the Elephant book, you're going to go for a search with your highlighters. If you can't find your highlighter that was in our little bag, you can always use a yellow crayon, an orange crayon. If you needed to, you could circle the E's with a pencil. On the back of this, it's the whole song. Don't forget to look for the E's on the back. And then if you can't turn your page fast enough while you listen and sing the song, you can go to this one on the back and you can follow, remember, from left to right. When you get to the end of the poem, the end of the line, go down to the next line over here and then go from left to right. That's the way we do it. Very good. Speaking of the way we do things, let's talk about the way we make the letter E. We still have our chart up from yesterday, don't we? All right, I'm going to leave this right up here. All right, and we're going to go over how we make our letter E's. Now remember, Mrs. Finkel gives you a little bit of a choice, don't I? I say you can either start and go backwards along the top, down and forward, and then do your line in the middle with only picking up your pencil one time. Or I say you can do it the way when you start at the top, go all the way at the bottom, and then do 3 horizontal lines. Like that, you have a choice. Now with lowercase e, we said we start in the middle, below the middle. Remember how we said that was so tricky? You make a straight line, curve up to the middle, down and around. I like this page because it made a pattern. Big E, little e, big E, little e. Does it sound funny to say that it's an A-B pattern when we're looking at the letter E? I do think that's a little bit silly. Now, it says glue and staple here because you could make a great big strip of these if you wanted to. That's just if you wanted to for fun. But I really like the dotted lines on this because it lets you practice the letter E, but still get a little bit of help with it. All right, boys and girls. I know you're going to do an excellent job on your letter E's today, okay? Everyone, get to work.